All right, so now we should have pretty good baseline for our shoulders, both in terms of understanding pails and rails and applying them, both in different ways. We got the ground sleeper stretch. We should also have the behind the back variation as well, just in case you can't get on the ground, but you still want to practice. We also should have a ton of practice with our cars now, because we've been doing just boatloads every day, right? Right? So next, we're going to look at improving and increasing our capacity to do cars. And what that translates to is, remember, cars are like the Swiss Army knife of all of the other movements that we do. They apply to literally everything. So for shoulder cars, when I do them, and as I increase my strength in my shoulder cars, I get better at push-ups, shoulder press, bench press, rowing, pull-ups, all the other things that you might do both exercise-wise and just in daily life. Reaching behind the seat in your car, I don't know, putting groceries away, picking up, grocery bags or luggage, or, all the things that we do that require our shoulders as well throughout the day. So next we want to look at loading them and increasing our strength and our capacity even further. So let's check out a few things that we can do. So you got a few different tools. You can take something like a little medicine ball. We don't need a whole lot of weight for this because we're working at our end ranges of motion. We just want to apply just a little bit extra load because at our end ranges, we're obviously, that's where we are the weakest, right? So we need to be mindful of that still and don't just go 0 to 10 or 15 pound dumbbell and start doing shoulder cars, because that's going to re-injure something. We want to start slow, start light, and then build up over time, just like we would approach any other type of training. Right? We don't go from benching the barbell to 200 pounds. We have to work our way up in between. Same thing with cars. So that being said, if you are working through an injury, or if you are still trying to figure out how to go through the rotations of the cars, how to keep your body stable and organized, if you're still practicing the blocking techniques and methods that we talked about using the foam roller or whatnot, then keep working on that. Know that this can be something you do in the future once all those other parts are in line. But if you are already past that, you feel like you're stable, you feel like your body control is good, you're not rotating back as you go through your car or whatever, then we can think about load. So obviously we've got the global car where we go up, internally rotate, keep internally rotating as you reach back around behind you, keep internally rotating so that our knuckles end by our thighs, and then back, externally rotate, and then following that up and around to the front. We've got axial cars, right? So if I take a weighted stick, we can do this in all kinds of different positions. Right, forward, we can work on this from our overhead position. We can work on it from side. I could work on it from a bent back position here. So I'm trying to use gravity to get my arm in place this way, and then working on cars from here. Right, so there's different ways to do this. Why would I want to do that? Well, what if I find myself reaching back into the back seat to feed my kid, a water bottle or something, right? If I have to, in the middle of traffic, get my arm back there and do all this stuff, I should definitely have some load. What if my kid hits my arm while it's back there? If I don't have the capacity, that's gonna feel like crap, right? So this is not just another exercise, so to speak, but it's just getting you ready to handle more stuff with your shoulder, which, if things don't go right, bad stuff can happen. We could use different types of stuff. So dumbbell, a typical dumbbell is gonna be great. It's going to use just a limited part of your grip. What if I want to turn up the volume on both my grip and the weight? Right now I've increased the grip challenge. And if we remember back to the principle of irradiation that we talked about in the beginning, the more you can contract in your body, including your hand, which has a lot of nerve endings, nerve receptors, stuff like that, the better control you're going to have over all the parts, the more connection you're going to have. Right, so by changing my grip, I'm also increasing my capacity for neural drive. Right, so then I could go through my global again, say that this range right here is my sticking point. I might just work on some axials right here, do a few reps, and then continue back and through. And then I come back up, externally rotate, back, and work a few more reps here. And then come back to my start. Right, so you really have a lot of options in terms of how you load your cars. Just like we talked about from warm-up last time, you've got standing, you've got quadruped, you've got a bunch of different options in terms of body position. And then how we load those are also going to be, now we can add some weight if you've gotten all the injury stuff out of the way and you have the neuromuscular control to manage your body position and all that stuff. So let's practice this. We're going to build a loaded car, if that's part of your practice, if you're ready for that, into your weekly routine. We're going to try 3 days a week. We'll do 10 reps of global cars each side, 2 sets, and 10 reps of axial cars at your weak points on each side, 2 sets as well. So, you know, I know for me, for both my shoulders, my weak point is in this position back here. So I'm gonna challenge myself to do an axial car from here by retracting my back, rotating, 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 and trying to use the stick to hunt for even more range of motion with every rep. Hunt. Right, I'm not just like rocking this back and forth in my wrist. I'm actively trying to rotate my upper arm really hard. Right, and so that'd be an example for me where I know that I need to shore up this range. This is where I feel like I have some clunkiness and stuckness. So that's what I'm gonna work on. Okay? So you guys pick what you're gonna work on, take a video, upload it, so we can all see where we're at. I bet we'll find some commonality in that. I bet overhead is gonna be rough for a lot of people, and then this position is gonna be rough for a lot of people. So do a few reps, and then we will convene via the upload. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.